What if you were told your kidneys were failing, and not just failing, but in stage 5, the final stage? No more options, no more time. For one man, that was reality. Doctors had already mapped out his future: permanent dialysis, hospital visits, and a life tethered to machines. Everything he knew was slipping away. But the worst part? Dialysis didn't even work. His body rejected what was supposed to be his last lifeline. This is where most stories end. But not this one, because what happened next defied medical logic and left his doctors stunned. With no miracles, no expensive treatments, and no secret pills, just food, he turned it all around. Yes, you read that right. He reversed stage 5 kidney disease. Today, we're breaking down exactly how he did it, the specific 10 foods he ate every day that helped him climb back from the edge. If you think it's too late to change your life, wait until you hear this. Meet James, an 81-year-old retired school principal who lived a quiet, disciplined life, never smoked, rarely drank, and always showed up for his regular checkups. But despite his careful habits, his health took a terrifying turn. His energy vanished, his legs began to swell, his appetite disappeared. After a few tests, the verdict came in: stage 5 chronic kidney disease. His GFR had dropped to just 12, and doctors told him he had no choice. Dialysis was next. At first, James tried to stay strong. He told his family, "I've lived a full life," but deep down, he wasn't ready to give up. He tried dialysis. And then, the unthinkable. Even dialysis started failing. His body couldn't handle the sessions. His blood pressure dropped dangerously low. He grew weaker by the day. The hospital visits multiplied. His family began preparing for the worst. But James wasn't done fighting. One doctor, almost as a last-ditch effort, suggested something unconventional: a strict, low-protein, plant-based diet. No guarantees, just a chance. James took that chance and committed. No cheat days, no second guesses. He overhauled his meals, focused on hydration, started walking daily, and kept a food journal like his life depended on it, because it did. And then something incredible began to happen. His energy started coming back. The swelling in his legs went down. His blood work began to show slow, steady improvement. 3 months later, his GFR had climbed from 12 to 19. That's right, he moved out of stage 5 and into stage 4 kidney disease. His doctors were so shocked they re-ran his tests, thinking there had been a lab mistake. But there was no mistake, just a man who refused to give up, and a diet that gave his kidneys a fighting chance. In today's video, we're diving deep into the exact foods James ate every day, the same foods that helped him reverse kidney failure and stay off dialysis for good. You're not going to want to miss this. So, how did James pull off what most people, even doctors, thought was impossible? It all came down to one thing: a low-protein, plant-based diet. No medications, no miracle cures, just food. But not just any food. He followed a carefully tailored eating plan designed to give his kidneys a break, reduce toxic buildup, and nourish his body without overloading it with protein, sodium, or phosphorus. This isn't just some internet theory. His case was actually documented in the World Journal of Nephrology and Urology, where researchers highlighted how dietary intervention alone helped him avoid dialysis and improve his GFR. What's powerful about James's story is that it validates something the medical world is finally starting to embrace. Food is medicine, especially for CKD patients. Let's clear up a few common myths right now. Myth: all protein is good. Fact: for healthy people, sure. But for CKD patients, excess protein accelerates kidney damage. That's why reducing it can slow or even reverse progression. Myth: fruits are bad for kidneys because of potassium. Fact: most CKD patients don't have dangerous potassium levels because of fruit, but because of poor gut health and constipation. We'll talk more about that shortly. Myth: only medication can save failing kidneys. Fact: as James proved, a smart, low-protein, nutrient-dense diet can dramatically change the outcome. In the next section, we'll explore exactly which fruits became James's daily allies and why each one plays a powerful role in fighting kidney disease from the inside out. Now let's get to the heart of James's transformation, the foods that became his daily medicine. These aren't exotic superfoods only found in remote rainforests. These are everyday fruits, yes, fruits, that played a vital role in healing his kidneys and restoring his health. 1. Mango, the sweet fighter. Let's start with a fruit that often gets a bad rap, mango. You've probably heard it before. Mangoes are too sugary. They spike blood sugar. They're bad for kidneys. Well, James proved all that wrong. Mangoes are nature's candy, sure, but they're also packed with polyphenols, fiber, and vitamins A and C. One of those polyphenols, mangiferin, is an antioxidant powerhouse linked to improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, and even protection against kidney damage. Yes, sugar is present, but so is fiber, which slows absorption and helps regulate blood sugar naturally. And here's the kicker. Studies show that mangoes can actually help manage cholesterol and inflammation, two major drivers of kidney disease. So instead of blaming the fruit, we should be blaming processed junk. Mangoes gave James a tasty way to fight back, sweet, juicy, and kidney-friendly when eaten in moderation. 2. Avocado, the overachiever. Next up, the fruit that shows up at every brunch spot and doesn't know how to fail. Avocado. Now, you may have heard that avocados are high in potassium. True, but not dangerously high, especially when eaten in controlled portions. And what they give back in return? Massive. They're packed with vitamins C, E, K, and B6, plus healthy fats that reduce inflammation and promote heart health. Two huge wins for people with CKD. Avocados are like the overachievers of the fruit world. They're creamy, satisfying, and low in carbohydrates, making them especially valuable for CKD patients who also struggle with diabetes or insulin resistance. Plus, their monounsaturated fats help protect your kidneys from oxidative damage. If fruits were a superhero team, avocados would be the one wearing the cape. 3. Papaya, the gut's secret weapon. Now let's talk about a fruit that doesn't get nearly enough love, papaya. James made papaya a regular part of his breakfast routine, and it paid off big time. Why? Because papaya is like the Batman of gut health, rich in fiber, magnesium, and even iron. Yes, iron, which is incredibly rare in fruits. Papaya helped improve James's digestion and reduce uremic toxins that build up in the gut. One of papaya's secret powers is papain, a digestive enzyme that breaks down proteins and helps reduce bloating, gas, and, you guessed it, constipation. Constipation may seem minor, but for CKD patients, it's a major threat. It slows gut transit time, allowing more toxins and potassium to be absorbed into the bloodstream. That's why papaya wasn't just a fruit, it was a lifesaver. Bonus: papaya also helps lower blood pressure, protect the heart, and support liver function. It's a triple threat that deserves a spot on every CKD plate. 4. Kiwi, small but mighty. Don't let its fuzzy exterior fool you. Kiwi is a beast when it comes to kidney health. James often ended his meals with a kiwi or two, and for good reason. These little green gems are bursting with vitamin C, fiber, and potassium-regulating compounds that support both digestion and heart health. One key compound is sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol with mild laxative effects. Pair that with kiwi's actinidin enzyme, which boosts protein digestion, and you've got a gut-boosting dynamo. And here's a surprising fact. Kiwi is also linked to lower blood pressure and better immune system function. That's a win-win for someone trying to protect their kidneys without loading up on supplements. Kiwi might be small, but it punches way above its weight. If James' gut was a factory, Kiwi was the quality control manager, making sure everything kept moving smoothly. 5. Plums and prunes. The dynamic duo of digestion. Last but not least, we've got a tag team so powerful, we're calling them the Batman and Robin of bowel movements, plums and prunes. Constipation was one of James's biggest challenges and one of the most overlooked obstacles in kidney recovery. And guess what worked better than any pill? Plums and prunes. Plums are naturally rich in phenolic compounds and soluble fiber, which improve digestion and help the body eliminate waste efficiently. Their deep color comes from anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation and protect kidney cells from oxidative stress. And don't sleep on prunes. These dried fruits are basically plums in superhero suits. Just a few per day helped James improve gut transit time, reduce bloating, and lower potassium reabsorption in the gut. That meant fewer uremic toxins, better bowel movements, and, you guessed it, healthier kidneys. There was one caveat, though. Prunes are more calorie-dense due to the drying process, so portion control is key, but the benefits massive. These 5 fruits didn't just feed James, they healed him. They became the cornerstone of a low-protein, gut-friendly diet that supported his kidneys from the inside out. Sweet, savory, soft, and satisfying, this wasn't a restrictive diet. It was a renewing one. And the best part? These fruits are available in almost every grocery store. You don't need to travel to another country or spend a fortune. You just need to know what to eat, why it matters, and how to make it part of your daily life. Coming up next, we'll talk about a shocking potassium myth that's hurting thousands of CKD patients, plus why constipation might secretly be your worst enemy. Now here's something James's doctors nearly missed, and something that's still hurting thousands of kidney patients today. When his potassium levels began rising, the advice he got was the same advice countless CKD patients receive. Cut out all high potassium fruits. Bananas? Gone. Avocados? Off the list. Tomatoes and oranges? Forbidden. The logic was simple. High potassium equals high risk. But here's what they didn't tell him, and what research now proves. For many CKD patients, it's not the potassium in the food that's the problem. It's how long that food sits in your gut. You see, when you're constipated, your digestive system slows down. Food stays in your intestines longer, which leads to increased potassium absorption and more uremic toxins entering your bloodstream. That means higher creatinine, higher uric acid, and worsening kidney function. And guess what's one of the biggest causes of constipation in CKD patients? Lack of fiber. By cutting out fruits and vegetables in fear of potassium, many patients actually make things worse. James fell into that trap early on, and it nearly sent him back into crisis. But once he reintroduced fiber-rich, low-protein fruits like plums, kiwi, and papaya, his digestion improved dramatically. His bowel movements became regular, potassium levels stabilized, and uremic toxin levels dropped. This shift wasn't just about food, it was about healing the gut, and healing the gut helped heal the kidneys. So the real enemy isn't the fruit, it's constipation, a silent saboteur most kidney patients aren't even warned about. Instead of banning fruits, what James needed, and what many CKD patients need, is the right kind of fruit, in the right amount, at the right time. Next, we'll reveal the powerful fruit and fiber combos James used to stay regular, reduce toxins, and support his kidneys, naturally and effectively. Now that we know constipation can quietly sabotage your kidneys, let's talk about how James fought back. Not with pills, but with food pairings so effective they could have come from a nutritionist's playbook. Papaya plus flax seeds, the dynamic duo of digestion. This combo became James's go-to morning ritual. Papaya brings fiber, hydration, and papain, a natural enzyme that breaks down protein, reduces bloating, and keeps digestion smooth. But when he added a spoonful of flax seeds, the real magic happened. Flax seeds are loaded with both soluble and insoluble fiber, which means they don't just bulk up stool, they also speed up gut transit time. That's exactly what a CKD patient needs to prevent reabsorption of potassium and uremic toxins. Think of papaya and flax as the Batman and Robin of gut health. One breaks down the villains, the other sweeps them out. Kiwi plus prunes. Small fruits, big results. Another favorite in James' arsenal was the kiwi-prune combo, especially before bedtime. Kiwi is a digestive powerhouse, rich in sorbitol, an enzyme called actinidin, and a ton of vitamin C. All of this makes it perfect for soothing the gut and supporting bowel regularity. Now enter prunes, the OG natural laxative. They're high in fiber and phenolic compounds, but more importantly, they work. James used to call them nature's broom, and for good reason. Together, kiwi and prunes don't just keep you regular, they help cleanse the gut, which supports better nutrient absorption and less toxic buildup. When James combined these gut-healing pairs into his daily routine, everything changed. His bloating disappeared, bathroom habits normalized, and his potassium levels, which once sent his doctors into panic mode, returned to a stable, safe range. Coming up next, we'll break down the vegetables and low-protein staples James added to his diet to build meals that were both satisfying and kidney-safe. Now let's be real, as powerful as fruits are, no one's going to live off mangoes and papayas alone. James knew he needed variety, something that could fill his plate while still being gentle on his kidneys. That's where these low-protein vegetables and smart protein alternatives stepped in. Each one played a unique role in helping him stay satisfied, nourished, and dialysis-free. Carrots, the alkaline underdog. First up, carrots. You've probably heard they're good for your eyes, but they're also an underrated hero in kidney health. Carrots are alkaline-forming, which helps neutralize acid buildup in the blood, a common issue in CKD patients that speeds up kidney damage. They're also naturally low in protein and rich in beta-carotene, a water-soluble form of vitamin A that's fantastic for cellular repair and detoxification. Plus, their high fiber content supports gut health and regular digestion, something James desperately needed during his recovery. And here's the bonus. A recent study linked carrot consumption to lower blood pressure. So while they may not be flashy, carrots are a quiet powerhouse, and James made sure they showed up in soups, steamed sides, and even smoothies. Onions, the prebiotic powerhouse. Next up, onions, the veggie that makes you cry while chopping but makes your kidneys smile in the long run. James added onions to nearly every savory dish he made, and for good reason. Onions are incredibly low in protein, but high in prebiotics, the fuel your good gut bacteria need to thrive. A healthy gut, as we now know, translates to lower toxin absorption, better potassium regulation, and stronger immunity. But that's not all. Onions contain quercetin, an anti-inflammatory compound, and organosulfur, the same substance that makes you tear up, acts as a natural detoxifier, helping your body eliminate heavy metals and harmful compounds. They also lower LDL cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease, which often goes hand in hand with CKD. In James's words, "If I'm crying over onions, at least it's for a good cause." Mushrooms, the nutrient-dense all-star. You might not think of mushrooms as kidney-friendly, but they're one of the smartest additions James made to his plate, especially shiitake mushrooms. These fungi are incredibly low in protein, but high in beta-glucans, which help lower cholesterol and support immune health. And here's the real gem, vitamin D. Many CKD patients suffer from vitamin D deficiency, but sun-dried shiitake mushrooms are a natural food-based source of this essential nutrient. James used them in stir-fries, soups, and baked dishes. And when he wanted variety, he didn't stop at shiitake. Portobello, cremini, and button mushrooms all made appearances, each offering their own unique set of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. One tip though, always cook your mushrooms. Raw mushrooms can be tough to digest and contain compounds that are better broken down through heat. Egg whites, the optional protein hero. Now, let's talk about the one animal-based food James included in moderation. Egg whites. Why egg whites? Because they're one of the only complete proteins that are naturally low in phosphorus, a mineral that CKD patients must manage carefully. They provide essential amino acids without overburdening the kidneys. James didn't eat them daily, but when he needed a bit more protein, especially during times of physical weakness or muscle loss, egg whites gave him a safe, kidney-friendly boost. Scrambled, boiled, or folded into veggie dishes, they offered flexibility without risk. These staples, carrots, onions, mushrooms, and egg whites, became the unsung heroes of James's recovery. They added bulk, flavor, and variety to his meals without triggering inflammation, overload, or blood chemistry issues. The truth is, building a kidney-safe diet isn't about deprivation, it's about smart substitution. James didn't eat less, he just ate differently. And that difference is what kept him off dialysis and helped move his GFR in the right direction. Coming up next, we'll bust one more common myth: the difference between a typical vegetarian diet and a true kidney-saving renal diet, and why that distinction could change everything for CKD patients. At this point, you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't this just a vegan or vegetarian diet? Not quite. While the two may look similar on the surface, a renal diet and a plant-based lifestyle are built for very different reasons. And if you're dealing with CKD, that distinction could make or break your progress. Let's clear it up. A vegan diet is a lifestyle choice, often driven by ethics, environmental concerns, or health goals. It eliminates all animal products, regardless of nutritional content. A renal diet, on the other hand, is medically designed to protect your kidneys. It's not about philosophy, it's about survival. James learned this the hard way. Early on, he went all in on a vegan plan filled with healthy foods like lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and quinoa. The problem? Those foods are packed with protein. Plant-based, yes, but still hard on damaged kidneys. That's where personalization comes in. Not every fruit or vegetable is kidney-friendly. Some, like spinach, soy, or legumes, may be nutritional powerhouses for the general public, but they're too high in protein, potassium, or phosphorus for someone with CKD. In fact, James, while mostly plant-based, still included egg whites in his diet. Why? Because they're one of the very few complete proteins that are naturally low in phosphorus, making them a safe option to maintain muscle without overloading the kidneys. It wasn't about sticking to a label, it was about listening to his body and working with his lab results. So remember this: vegan doesn't always mean kidney safe, and plant-based doesn't mean one size fits all. A true renal diet is flexible, strategic, and focused on keeping your kidneys stable, not just checking boxes on a food list. Up next, we'll wrap it all together with some key takeaways and one powerful message James wants every CKD patient to hear. So, what have we learned from James' incredible story? It wasn't magic. It wasn't a miracle pill. It was a series of intentional daily choices built around one core principle: a low-protein, nutrient-dense, fiber-rich diet. By focusing on kidney-friendly fruits like mango, papaya, kiwi, plums, and avocado, and pairing them with low-protein staples like carrots, onions, mushrooms, and occasional egg whites, James gave his kidneys the break they desperately needed. And more importantly, he gave them the fuel to recover. This wasn't just about what he did eat, but also what he didn't. No excess protein, no inflammatory processed foods, no phosphorus-heavy junk. Because when it comes to CKD, you are not only what you eat, you are also what you avoid. And here's the uplifting truth: real change is possible, even when things look hopeless. James was staring down stage 5 kidney failure with dialysis off the table. But by trusting his body, embracing nutrition, and refusing to give up, he turned his story around, and you can too. Your kidneys may be struggling, but they're not done yet. And neither are you. Stick with us, because this is just the beginning. Now it's your turn. Which fruit are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments below. Is it the gut-healing papaya, the antioxidant-rich plum, or maybe the underrated avocado? And if you know someone battling kidney disease, a friend, a parent, a neighbor, please share this video with them. You never know how one small change could spark a life-changing transformation. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on kidney health. And if you're serious about protecting your kidneys, make sure to watch our next video. 10 foods that are slowly destroying your kidneys. Trust me, you'll want to know what to avoid just as much as what to eat. Thanks for watching, and remember, your kidneys deserve a fighting chance.